Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is having a wonderful morning. Today is Wednesday, April 1st, so we have a new month today. So I hope everyone has a wonderful start to their month. Today we are going to work on spelling our CVC words. So those are words that have a consonant, a vowel, and then a consonant. We're going to review words that have a long A sound. We're going to do a journal, and then we will get to read some of Junie B. Jones today. So if you want to help you practice spelling some of these CVC words that we're going to go over, you can get a pencil and a paper. If you have a whiteboard and a marker, you can use that too. If you want to use a crayon, anything you want to spell your words today. So remember, we have different vowels. Do you guys remember what our different vowels are? And remember, you can pause the video at any time to think about the answer too. So our vowels are A, E, I, O, and U. So those CVC words are all going to have a short vowel sound. So we're going to have A, E, I, and So let's practice spelling some of those words that have those vowel sounds in the middle. So the first word that I'm going to tell you to spell is the word log. So think about how we spell the word log. So sound it out nice and slow. L-O-G. L-O-G. Remember, you can pause the video and then you can come back and check with the answer. Okay, so sound it out one more time. L-O-G. All right. So you should have something that looks like this. We have our consonant, our vowel, and then our consonant. So L-O-G. Very good job. All right, so let's try another one. All right. Let's try the word can. K-an. K-an. So you can pause the video and spell can. Miss Emily's going to go ahead and spell can too. All right, so you should have something that looks a little bit like this. K-an. K-an. So remember, that vowel, A and N, make that an sound. So we can put any type of consonant in here. We could put T for tan or F for fan. So A and N are going to make that an sound. Very good job. All right, let's do another one. All right, let's try the word tin. Tin. So I'm going to go ahead and spell it, and you can pause the video while you spell. T-in. All right, so you should have something that looks a little bit like this. T-in. T-in. And remember, that I makes that I. So it's different from E. Remember, E makes like elephant. But this is I, so it makes I. So it's a little bit different than E. They kind of sound similar, so make sure that you remember that I is I, and E is e. Very good job. All right, let's try two more. All right, so this time, let's do the word bag. Bag. So go ahead and pause the video so you can spell too. B-A-G. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and show you mine. So here it is. B-A-G. B-A-G. So remember, we have our B here, and remember our special trick to help us tell the difference between B and the letter D when it's lowercase? Does anybody remember our special trick? Yeah, our special trick is that B has a big belly. So I'm going to go ahead and draw his big belly so that we can see it. So remember, B has that super big belly. So if you ever get confused, just draw your head and your arms on your B so that you can see if it's a B or a D. So remember, he has a big, big belly. Remember, it's different from D because D, remember, D is super silly and D has a big diaper. That's right. So let's see the difference really quick between our B and our D. So let's draw our D. And they look so similar. They look almost exactly the same, so it can be a little tricky. So here is our big belly, and here is our big diaper. So if you ever get confused, just remember this one, big belly, and this one is big diaper. And we always read from left to right. So if you ever get confused, just remember, start at the left-hand side and see, okay, does he have a big belly or does he have a big diaper? And you can always draw your hands and your arms on, okay? All right, let's do one more word and then let's try to do a sentence too so that we can put all of these awesome words together. And our sight words. We can review some of our sight words and put them together with our CVC words. All right, let's do the word cup. Up. So go ahead and you can pause the video too. Up. Right. So you should have something that looks like this. Up. So this one is a little bit tricky because we have another letter that makes ka. What's our other letter that makes ka? That's right, K. K also makes that same sound. So this one is a little bit tricky, but that's okay. Sometimes we just have to remember which words have a C and which ones have a K. So that just takes a little bit of practice, but that's okay. So just remember, for this word cup, it has a C. Ka. Very good job. All right, so let's put some sight words together and try to make some sentences. Let's try to see if we can do two different sentences, okay? So let me erase my board. All right, so when I start a sentence, what is the first thing that I need to do with my first word? Does anybody know what I need to do with my first word? So I need to capitalize that first letter in my first word. So we always have to remember that. So I need a capital letter first. And at the end of my sentence, I also need something. What do I need at the end of my sentence? That's right, I need a period. Now, if I'm super excited about something, what can I put? I can put an exclamation mark. And if I have a question about something, what can I put? That's right, I can put a question mark. So today we're just going to practice using our periods at the end of a sentence. And the rest of our letters in our sentence, should we make them capital? Should we make them lowercase? Should we mix it up? What should we do with the rest of our letters in our sentence? That's right, the rest of our letters in our sentence should be lowercase, unless we're talking about our name, okay? So like Miss Emily, I would capitalize the M for Miss and the E for E. But today we're just going to focus on capitalizing that first letter in our sentence, okay? So I want you to write the sentence, I see a dog. So I want you to remember, if we can remember how to spell that sight word see. So take a minute and I want you to just pause the video and practice writing this sentence. I see a dog. Okay, so go ahead and pause and then we'll come back and check the answer. All right, so Miss Emily's going to write the sentence now so that we can check our work. So I see a dog. G. I-C-A-D-O-G. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and show you the sentence. So I see a dog. So remember this sight word see, it's not like the letter C, it's like the sight word. S-E-E, see. And remember that if you want to review your sight words, you can always go onto Jack Hartman's YouTube channel and check out his sight word songs. And you can dance to them at home. So see, S-E-E. And then we also have our sight word A and our sight word I. And then we have our CVC word, D-O-G. And remember, this D, he has a big diaper. So I'm going to draw it for you so that you can see that. See his diaper there? I-C-A-D-O-G. All right, excellent job. Give yourself a pat on the back. You guys are doing such a great job. All right, let's do one more sentence to review another sight word. All right, so I just have to erase my board really fast. Okay. All right. This one's going to have two sight words. So one, we just practiced it. So this one's going to have another sight word in it. Okay? So I want you to write this sentence. He can see my cat. He can see my cat. So we actually have about 3 sight words in that one. Maybe a little more. So let's see how many sight words we actually have in that sentence. So go ahead and pause the video and then I will go ahead and spell that sentence for us. So he can see my cat. He can see my cat. All right. So here is our sentence here. So we have our sight word he, he, can, see, the one that we just practiced over here, right here, and then my cats. So remember, I have that capital letter right here because I started my sentence with it. So whenever I start my sentence, I always have to have that capital letter. And you see all the rest of my letters are all lowercase letters, okay? And then I have my special period at the end, okay? So this one's right here. Here is my period. There's my period at the end. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do something a little bit different now. So this time, Miss Emily is going to put some CVC words on our board. So just give me 1 second to put some CVC words on our board, and we are going to practice making those words into a long E or a long A sounding word. So if you need to take a little stretch break, you can go and do that and pause the video while I get this ready. So we're going to think of some words that have that short E sound. So maybe we have the word add. We have the word mad. We can have the word, think of some other words, the word tad. And let's do one more. We can do the word can. So let's start with these 3. So we have mad, tad, and can. Now, all of these sounds are all short A. I have for mad, and ad, tad, and k, and can. All of those have that short A sounding sound. But I want to make these have a long A. Remember when we did our short A, we would say They're quick and short like a clap. And for our A, for our long A, what would we do? Now we would stretch it out. So we would say ah, or a, sorry, a. So ah, and a. All right, so when we do that long A sound, we need to add a vowel at the end of that. So what vowel do we need to add? Anybody remember what we need to add? That's right, we need to add our E at the end. We need our magic E. So I don't have my magic E wand today, but I'm going to just draw the E at the end, and you are going to first read the words and pause the video with the E, and then we'll go over how to read these words. So remember, the A is now going to make an A sound, not ah. It's going to be A. All right, so I'm going to hold it up. You can take a second to read those. All right, so now we're going to read them together. So now I'm going to have aid, aid. Now remember, do I say that E? No, I don't say eh. It's a silent E. It's a magic E. It turns this E, or this A, sorry, into a different sound. It's now a long A. Now I have A, aid. Now, this is a pretend word, but that's okay. We can still use it to practice turning our words into a long A sound. So instead of add, now I have aid, aid. And then our last one, okay, we have aim. So instead of an, now I have ain, ain. All right, very good job. These are a little bit tricky. So just make sure that you remember that we don't say that E sound. It's a magic E. It's a silent E. So it turns that A in the middle to a long A sound. So remember, we have short A, ah, and long A, A. All right. So let's now try doing this one more time. And we'll still work on our long A sounds so that we can really get good at doing words with that sound. And moms and dads and parents and guardians at home, it's okay if you can, if you also do this at home and it's a pretend or made up word. As long as we're getting some practice in, that's all that matters. All right, so let's try doing some more short A words. So let's see. I am going to do the word k, p. I'm also going to do the word l, k. And I'm going to do the word k, So I have two words on here that are just made up pretend words, but that's okay because we are still going to turn them into a word that has a long A sound. So I'm going to pause it, and I want you to try to read these words first. All right, so now that you read these as CVC words, we have k, app, l, ak, and k, ak. All right, so now we have to turn these into a long A. I don't want I want A. So how am I going to do an A sound? What letter do I need to add at the end of my word? That's right, I need to add that magic E. So I'm going to go ahead and add that magic E now. So I have an E, and an E. All right. So now, instead of having I have A. So now I have k, ape. Now I have l, ache. And then I have k, ache. All right? So remember, this E It's going to turn that A into that long sound, okay? So you guys can practice making your own short A words and turning them into long A words at home. And remember, if it's a pretend word, that's totally fine. As long as we're practicing them, that is great, and as much practice as we can get, that's awesome. All right, so we are going to now talk about what you are going to journal about today. So let's see, let me first erase my board here. So remember that when you do your journals, if you go onto our Google Doc link, you can actually see a link to access a journal page that kind of looks like our ones that we have at school. So today you are going to be journaling about what is your favorite candy. So I want to hear all about your favorite candy. How much of your candy do you think you could eat? Why is it your favorite? You can write a couple of sentences if you want, and make sure you draw an awesome detailed picture. So also remember that when you are writing your journal sentence that you start with that capital letter. You can end with a period, or maybe if you're so excited to tell me about your favorite candy, you can add an exclamation point to it. If you're asking somebody a question, you can put a question mark in it. So add lots of colors to your journal page, and remember to save them so that when we come back to school, we can all see our awesome journal pages all together. So my favorite candy is a Hershey's chocolate bar. I love Hershey's chocolate. So that is my favorite candy, and I am so excited to hear about what your guys' favorite candy is too. All right, so when you do your journal page, you can add many different things to your pictures. You can even do more than one journal if you would like to practice your handwriting skills. You can do a lot of things with your journal. Just make sure to save those pages. All right, so to end our lesson for today, we are going to read a chapter of our Junie B. Jones book. And as I'm reading, I want you to see if you can hear any sight words. And I want you to write the sight words that you hear as I'm reading the story. So this will give you a little bit of practice into our sight words, okay? So we are going to read a chapter of Junie B. Jones Has a Peep in Her Pocket. So I already see one sight word on that front cover. Do you guys see it too? So has, right there, has, has. And I also see the word her and in. So there's lots of sight words that we're going to see in this book. So just keep a list of all the sight words that you see as we're reading. And also, who can remember, what is this part of my book called? Anybody remember? Yep, this is my front cover. Very good job. So my front cover can give me clues about what the story is about. Does anybody remember, what is this part of my book called? Yep, that's called my spine. My spine. And what is this called? Yep, my back cover. Very good job. And let's see, also on the front of my book, can you point to where the title is? Yep, that's the title right over here in blue. This is my title. And where's my author? Yep, here's my author right at the top, Barbara Park. And who remembers what's the job of my author? What does my author do? The author writes the story. So the author can tell us the whole story and, writes about the characters and all that. So we also have our illustrator, who's kind of hiding down here, our illustrator. Who remembers what the illustrator's job is? That's right, the illustrator's job is to draw all the pictures for the story. Okay, let's see, we have one more part of our book. Who remembers what this first page is called? Yep, it's my title page. So it has my title and my author and my illustrator on it again. Very good job. And one more part. What is this page called with all of our chapters and the numbers? Yep, that's right, my table of contents. All right, so let's get started. We'll read chapter 1. It's called Confusing Stuff. And if you want, you could get your own reading buddy and find a comfy chair or a comfy pillow to sit with. My name is Junie B. Jones. The B stands for Beatrice, except I don't like Beatrice. I just like B, and that's all. I am almost 6 years old. Almost 6 is when you get to go to school. And so last summer, Mother took me to the school office, and she rolled me in afternoon kindergarten. Rolled is the grown-up word for sign me up and made me go. Only guess what? I don't even mind going there hardly, because I made 2 bestest friends at that place, that's why. Their names are Lucille and that Grace. We are like 3 peas in a row. My teacher's name is Mrs. She has another name too, but I just like Mrs., and that's all. Only here is the trouble. Just when I was getting good at kindergarten, Mrs. made an announcement to our class, and she said that pretty soon school is going to end. I did a gasp at that terrible news. No, Mrs., no. How can school end? 'Cause Mother said I have to go to school until I'm an old teenager, and I'm not even 6 years old yet. Mrs. shaked her head. Oh dear, I'm sorry, Junie B., she said. I'm afraid that you've misunderstood me. School isn't going to end forever. School will just be taking a summer vacation. She smiled at me. You and everyone else in the class will come back to school in September. It's just that you won't be in room 9 anymore. I quick got out a paper and a crayon. Okie dokie, then tell me the name of my new room, 'cause I will need to tell Mother where to bring me. Mrs. did a little frown. I'm sorry, she said, but right now I have no idea what room you'll be in next year. Now I did a frown too. So what am I supposed to do then? Just wander around the school until I find my people? Mrs. looked funny at me. You still don't understand, she said. Next year you're going to have a different teacher, Junie B. Next year you're going to be in first. First what? I asked. First grade, she said. Just then my stomach felt sickish inside, 'cause I don't even like first graders. That's why. First graders are mean to me at recess, and I don't want to be in the same room as those guys. Pretty soon a boy named William started to sniffle very much, 'cause William does not like first graders either. That's because one time a first grader stole William's winter hat with the ear flaps, and he put it on a dog that was running around a playground. Here's a picture. You can see. All right. And the dog ran away with William's ear flap hat forever. I patted William very nice. Me and William don't want to be in the same room as first graders, I told Mrs. Me and William prefer children our own age. Me too, said my bestest friend Lucille. I prefer children my own age too. Me too, hollered a boy named Polly Allen Puffer. Me too, said a girl named Charlotte. Mrs. said, shh, to us. Boys and girls, please, now everyone is misunderstanding me. We need to get clear on this right now. Next year, when you come back to school, you will not be in the class with the children who are in first graders now. Next year, those children will move up to second grade, and you will move to first. I thought and thought about that. Then all of a sudden, a light bulb came on in my head. Oh, I get it now. All of the grades move up, right, Mrs.? Everyone does. She clapped her hands. Right, exactly. Now, can I please get on with my announcement? I brushed my skirt very smooth. Yes, you may, I said real polite. Okay, said Mrs. As I started to tell you earlier, I have very happy news for room 9, because this year, for the first time ever, we are going on a special field trip. She smiled really big. We're going to a farm. Doesn't that sound like fun? A farm, shouted the children. A farm? Oh, okay, we're going to a farm. Then Lucille hugged me very thrilled. A farm, she said real squealy in my ear. A farm? I said real glum. Because guess what? Farms are not my favorites. Right, and tomorrow we will get to read chapter 2, which is called Stubby. So, I want you to think about what just happened in the chapter. So, maybe you can write about this too. Maybe does Junie B feel excited to go on her field trip? Do the other kids feel excited about going on their field trip? What types of things do you think they're going to see at the farm? Maybe you can write about it and journal about that too, and we can talk about that next time. So, until I see you guys in the next video, I want you to keep practicing spelling those CVC words. Keep practicing how to do long A, because next time we'll get to practice words that have long O sounds. And you can keep journaling and practicing your handwriting and doing fun things at home like coloring or helping with cooking and things like that. So I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope that you are having a wonderful time at home. So again, if you have any questions or concerns, please let Miss Anna know and she will pass that information on to me. Thanks, guys. I miss you, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.